Welcome everyone to Magic with Class. I'm Jeremy Class. So right now I'm playing a new deck that I just made myself. It's a black-blue control deck made of the random cards that I have on Magic Arena in this collection. So let's see how this does. Obviously I'm playing against a mono red aggro deck, possibly a goblin deck. Alright, this counter rarely works. I mostly use it as an additional land, because hitting your land drops is very important in a control deck. But right there it did some work, so I think I'll play another blue card, and I'll play Nadir Kraken, which is a surprisingly good card. Being able to create a 1/1 token in blue, while also strengthening your own creature is pretty good, especially in a control deck where the game can run very long. It kind of forces your opponent to deal with this card or get run over, but it does cost mana to use every single turn, which again is why land drops are very important in a control deck. You really want to be able to hit every land drop so that you can use all your mana as efficiently as possible. So I only have one land in my hand, but Anticipate can hopefully search for a land in the top three. I have this as a potential finisher, even though I don't really have any rogues, so I can't really activate his ability, but that's okay. A 4/4 flash for 5 is decent enough, and the ability to steal permanents from my opponent's graveyard can really help. This is also kind of a control finisher. It's just like a cheap, efficient creature. Raid Bombardment. This is just a removal spell. I don't use a lot of counters in this deck, so I really have to rely on the removal spells in black. Seeing the 3 toughness actually really helped me there. Should I pay the 1? I think I shall. I'll get a little token, a little tentacle token. I'll play a swamp this turn. Those are instant, so I can wait to cast them. See which is better to use in the situation. I'll attack, and I'll end. Okay, another Goblin Gathering. I don't have a counterspell in my hand, and Heartless Act won't be able to take out all 4 goblins, so I'll just anticipate. Let's see what the next couple cards. I don't really need to draw right now, so I'll just take a land. Oh, it's only 3 goblins? It's 2 plus, however, in the graveyard, so okay, that was 3. If he casts that card again, though, I am in trouble. They don't have haste, right? Ooh, he shocked my tentacle. Sell 3, 4. Do I want to pay the 1 here? I will pay it because what I'm going to do is I'm going to opt this time I feel like I don't need the land. And now I will auto pay again. And now I can drop my Stormwing Entity, which is why I did that. I initially had planned to use this card. Alright, let me see. I don't... do I really need a land? I don't think so. Sublime Epiphany is decent. I'll choose that. And I'll attack. So these tentacle tokens will actually make good blockers against his goblins. Ooh. So this was more of a goblin deck than an aggro deck. Raid Bombardment activates 3 times. Okay. 1, 2. I'll sacrifice my tentacles. Probably as a shock to kill my Stormwing Entity. He does not. 4, 5. I'll pay it because I'm planning to cast. Oh, he forfeited. It was probably over. Once, like I said, once the Deer Kraken goes off, once your opponent lets it stay on the battlefield for just a few turns, the game can really get away from them, especially in a control deck where I'm holding up removal or I'm holding up counters. Let's keep going. I don't really see too many people playing blue-black control. I only see people playing Dimir Rogues, or maybe sometimes a variation blue-black. Mill. Seto Kaiba is the name of this guy. That's interesting. Alright, 4 lands. It's fine. I do like the options in this deck. I have plenty of ways to look at the cards and see what card I need for this situation. Inscription of Insight is not as good as I thought it was, mostly because it's a sorcery. If it was an instant, it would be a lot better. So this person is playing some sort of black deck. Let me see. Alright, I'll play an island. I'll end. I'll probably take some damage here. If he plays something strong, I'll Heartless Act it. If not, I'll Deliberate. Not a bad card. I don't know why this doesn't see more play, and it's an instant. I'll let that resolve. I'm not going to kill it. I'll take the damage from that. I'll Deliberate. I don't know if I need lands here. I'm going to put these on the bottom. Alright, Murderous Rider. Okay, see, I got another land anyway. No, I don't really have much to do. 3. I didn't have a lot of early plays. I really don't want to waste a Heartless Act or a Murderous Rider on these little creatures, but over time they can do some significant damage. I hope he plays something decent. I really want to get rid of something. I want to spend my mana efficiently and wisely. Straight into the battle phase? Alright. I'm not wasting that. And I'm saying I'm not wasting my removal. I watch him kill me with these little creatures. I watch the damage that I'm taking like really matter in the long run. I could do in my Inscription, which would return 2 cards, but I think I will play my Nightmare Shepherd now. Card has won me games in this deck. It's not really that good in a control deck, because a lot of control decks don't have a lot of creatures. This control deck probably has more creatures than it actually needs, especially ones that are not finishers. So he has a Death Touch guy, and he can return Sanitarium Skeleton, and his hand is very healthy, so we'll see what happens next. Okay, so he must have some removal. That was a weird move otherwise, because I'm just going to block. I suppose he's trying to kill my Nightmare Shepherd, but if that means he's going to waste cards in his hands, that's fine. I'm a control deck. I knew he had some sort of trick. I probably should not have fallen for it, but that's fine. Alright, and you see how now mana becomes so important, because I really want to play a land next turn to play my Lochmere Serpent. Don't have enough to cast this with Kicker. So should I take the damage here? Should I create a 4/4? I think I'm just going to return his creatures, because I can always try to anticipate for an extra land. Even though he's just going to play those creatures right out again. Well, actually, he's going to do a ton of damage to me. But that finally means that he's played something that I can kill. It's worth killing. Probably should have just removed his threats before. Let me anticipate. Wow, that's not good. I'll go for the opt, I guess. Because I'm looking for a land so I can play Lockmere Serpent. Alright, finally found one. So I didn't miss my land drop, but it took me a lot of things to sculpt that hand. And if he has another one of those, no. This is a weak deck. Like, I'm playing against such a weak deck and it is just destroying me. Alright, so what am I gonna do here? I could pay... Because that's a flyer, and I don't want to get hit by his flyer. Darn. Okay. I think I'm gonna Murderous Rider. It's gonna cost me life. And then I'm gonna Blood Chief's Thirst. His Rat, because that thing has Death Touch, so I just gotta get out of the way. I could do... No, I can't. I wouldn't even want to. Shark Typhoon, excellent control finisher. I've been destroyed by this card countless times. It really gets out of hand if you can stick it and then start casting a lot of spells right after. But even if you can't, sometimes just getting the Flying Shark is enough. Alright, another land. So what am I going to do here? I have 6 mana. I'm not going to cast this. Instead, because this has Flash, I'm simply going to end my turn. And I'm going to see what my opponent does. Hopefully they don't have removal. Oh, he's low on cards. Let's see if he's going to attack me. Predictable. Why did he do that? He rage quit. Oh no. You see, he was winning too, so I would not have rage quit so quickly, but then again, a control deck, people rage quit a lot against control decks, I noticed. Like, people think they're winning, and then all of a sudden you counter something, you destroy something, you play your game-ending threat, and then, you know, they just can't believe it. Swallow Whole, sorcery for 1 mana. As an additional cost to cast a spell, tap an untapped creature you control. Exile target tapped creature. That's not bad. Put a +1/+1 counter on the creature tapped to pay this spell's additional cost. So you need to have your own creature in order to do this. And you need to have that creature untapped. But even if it's summoning sick, it's still fine. Then you exile, not destroy, a target tapped creature. So untapped creatures you can't do anything about. So they probably would have attacked you already once, but that's in flavor for white. It exiles instead of destroying, so that's good. And the name is pretty cool, Swallow Whole, and it's a monster from Ikoria swallowing a human. Then you get the +1/+1 counter, which can be useful in certain decks that revolve around that mechanic. So I don't know if I would really play that card, but I have seen a few people use it to decent effect. Akome! One of the people we were just playing, his name was Seto Kaiba, I believe. Oof. So I have a couple of high cost cards in my hand. Really good control finishers, both of them. Hopefully I can get to that mana. This is not going to help me here. This card hopefully will. Alright, and I have a Scryland, so that's going to help me search for what I need. Yep, it's mana. That's what I need. This is just going to be a blocker at this point, I'm sure. Island. No, Shark Typhoon, it's not time. I promise you'll get your chance to shine one of these games, but it's not now. Next turn I'll probably cast Naiad of Hidden Coves. Then hopefully I can cast my Oracle of Half-Truths. This person is off to a slow start, I will say. Okay. I have Heartless Act, but I'm just going to wait and see. I'm going to play my Hidden Coves card, as I thought I was. Now my Heartless Act costs just 1 to cast at instant speed. which is decent. Ooh, Fire Prophecy. So he was holding up removal. This is the blue-red. Is this like some sort of control deck? Blue-red control? Or blue-red spells matters, probably. Fabled Passage. That's a good land. It was originally very expensive, Fabled Passage, when it first came out in paper. I think it's since gone down in value, I think because they also reprinted it very quickly. But do not underestimate a card that can search for any basic and puts it into play untapped. Yes, sometimes it doesn't work out and you have to... Ooh, Lithoform Engine. Now that is quite the card. Mythic Rare. I've seen a whole bunch of people try to use this card efficiently and effectively. Let's see if this guy can do it. So I'm looking for lands here. Because now my hand is full of potential winning conditions. He's tapped out, so this effect is almost certainly going to go through. So he played a black source. So what deck is this? A Grixis control deck? Maybe. No, I'll take the 2. Yeah, I knew they were lands, but that's what I need. He probably didn't realize that, or he would have split up my lands. And that's the thing with the Oracle of Half-Truths. They're also half-lies. So, I did not need my Seagate Stormcaller. It would have been nice. Alright, he kills my Oracle, but it did its job. Pretty much worked as a sorcery speed card that also just caused him to use one of his removal spells. I guess he is playing some sort of control deck. Okay. Let's see. This card is not that good, honestly. I would probably take it out 3, 4, 5 for something else. I don't need this anymore, I think. Doesn't have haste. I still have Bloodchief's Thirst, just in case he plays something. A creature, and my Heartless Act will also take care of the creature. And now I have this counter spell. Although as this card is really not great as the game continues. When the game goes long, you don't want this card in your hand. If you didn't play it early as a counterspell or early as a land because you needed an extra land, don't rely too much on Jurari Disruption. But this has caught many people by surprise. Unpredictable Cyclone. I have no idea what this does. So that shares a card type. Okay, so it has something to do with cycling. I mean, I can't really stop that right now. So, that's fine though. I think I'm going to hardcast my Shark Typhoon. That should be very worrying to my opponent. Because now all my removal spells also double as token generation spells. He really needs to get Shark Typhoon off the field. Okay, so now he is. So this was some sort of Grixis. This was some sort of Grixis cycling deck? That's so strange. Whoa. Whoa, what? What's going on? Did he just cast Inspired Ultimatum? Cause another non-land permanent, instead exile cards into a deck that shows a card type? Oh my. So just like that, this game has taken a very quick twist. I don't believe he was able to cast Inspired Ultimatum off of this. That is not what you want to see. Because now he has all the card advantage in the world. He ramped. Okay. If he plays Ugin, it's probably over. Alright, let's see what I have. This is a really good card too for this style of deck. Alright, so 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I want to play Kiora Best of Sea God here. I also got a 7/7 Flying Shark. That's also why I wanted to play it. But at this point, he has to have removal in his hand. He just drew a ton of extra cards. So this is going to be an uphill battle for sure. We'll see. As I have my two best finishers essentially out. Ah, yes, that Cyclone card also has... Ah, he played his own Shark Typhoon. So this is just going to be a shark battle, I guess. So he knows that even if he starts casting a bunch of sharks, my Kiora Best of Sea God is going to tap down his whatever sharks that he makes. So maybe he doesn't want to cast a bunch of cards here because he knows that he's going to get hit for damage. Oh no, he's casting. I guess he's just trying to make as many blockers as possible, but I do have removal in my hand that I've been trying to use since the start of this game. But he has all the mana he needs. Well, he has no more cards in his... Oh yeah, he just played. Okay. I was like, I thought his hand was full. Let's see what he does here. Taking a while, I will say. Cycling. Okay, yeah, I got it. You're going to try to use Unpredictable Cyclone, and its effects are unpredictable. Oh, this is actually pretty flavored. It is like a storm deck if you think about it, because it's using both Unpredictable Cyclone and Shark Typhoon. I've never actually seen this deck. So what did he target me with? Memory Leak? So is he using it? So now he knows everything in my hand. He took the counter spell. That counter spell is not good in late game. Like, why wouldn't he take one? I guess because I had two removal spells, he just doesn't want to get caught. Wow, look at the number of lands he has. They're in 2 rows. That's how many lands he has. Have you ever had so many lands on the battlefield you just couldn't have them all in 1 row? You needed 2 rows. I mean, he's using Fabled Passage. I guess it's in his deck. So that he draws less lands, and that when he uses Unpredictable Cyclone, the probability is maybe lower. But this is non-land card, so... Alright, so Kiora Best of Sea God's going to activate. His sharks are going to get all tapped down, and they're not going to untap, so... It's going to be quite a while before he gets to use them. I assume he must have... He also can't use his Lithiform engine. I'm assuming he must have... another means. I'll gain a life here. To kill me, because... he needs to hurry up if he's trying to kill me. I won't cast removal here. I'll wait for my opponent's turn. It's a shark battle. My 7/7 flying shark. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell. So he's going to create a blocker. Which is fine. I can't do anything about that. But I want to get through for this damage. And I myself will create another shark. I'll end. And I can take control of one of his permanents with this card too. I might want to take control of one of these two cards. But his creatures remain tapped. He doesn't have a lot of life. He needs to get rid of the permanents I have on the battlefield. This has hexproof. Inspired Ultimatum again. That's the second time this game I got hit with that card. Wait, how many colors is he using? Has he even played a black spell yet? Oh, Memory Link. Okay, this is... Wow, this deck has a lot of colors in it. They're using a lot of unusual cards, too. But why would you do that? Because I'm going to take control of the Shark token with Cure Vestige. Wow, he did gain a tunnel. Oh, well, there it is. That's a forfeit. I think he understood that I was going to take control of his Shark, that I probably had some other cards in my hand. So basically, this is the first time I'm playing this deck. I'm trying to improve it as time goes on. There's a bunch of decks that I would like to improve. My Adventures deck, I'm thinking about turning that into Red-Green Adventures, Gruul Adventures, which is probably tier 1. I don't think I would ever play Dimir Rogues, because that's just not a deck that appeals to me. I don't think I would play Mono Blue Mill, but there was actually an awesome Mono Blue Devotion deck that looks really hard to play. It involves like untapping Nyx Lotus over and over, drawing your entire deck. I'll keep this. Drawing your entire deck, and then using Thassa's Oracle to win you the game. It's really interesting. Looks very difficult to play though. However, I would like to give it a try, but you probably need such specific cards to run that type of deck that I don't know. Another deck that I'm interested in playing is... What other decks do I want to play? Adventures I talked about. I would like to play... Oh, I don't know. Standard, at least it's better than it was when Omnath was dominant. Oh, maybe red-green landfall. There's like a red-green landfall deck right now in Standard that looks kind of good. Nope, I need a land. I don't need removal right now. That's not a land. That can't help me here. But I don't even have a black source either. What should I do? That's fine. I can at least play this. Can use this to try to draw me. I'm gonna see. So this is a blue-red spells deck, a control deck. Because he's basically just trying to draw until that card activates. Ugh, I don't need that now. Let me see what I'm gonna do. Yes, he's foreshadowing a giant 8/8 Kraken creature. Oh, so this is a control deck. I've seen this. It uses Into the Story to draw like a whole bunch of cards and activate this card very quickly. Ugh, another land. Okay. Well, either I'm gonna attack. Either I can use Brazen Borrower, maybe. So I'll be back on later, guys. But for now, I'm cutting this video. Remember to gather with class.